Hey, what's up guys? Sean here. Today we're going to do something a little bit different than we normally do. I keep seeing this picture float around Instagram and people keep poo-pooing it saying, ah, you won't be able to use that, it's not going to work. I want to try it out today. I think it might be fun. Let's get it. Okay, so this picture is the one that I keep seeing floating around, and as you can see, it just plainly hooks to the tree. It's got another small sapling that kind of goes into a bow and creates tension on the tarp, and then you tie it off with a string, put a couple stakes in the ground and build your fire out front. Voila. Everybody keeps saying it won't work, it's not going to work, but I want to try it out today and see if we can get that thing to work. So I've got this tree here and I got my tarp and everything, so we need to go find this little sapling and get this thing started. Okay, so what we really need is a springy little sapling, probably 1.5 inches or so around, and I don't know, that might be kind of tough to find around here. Let's see what we can do. Now this one could possibly work, but it's only about 1 inch at the base of it. It's about the right length and it's pretty springy, but I just don't know if it's going to be strong enough to do what we need to do. So let's look around a little bit more, see what we can find, but we'll keep this one in mind. So everything I'm finding is either too big or too small or not straight enough. But up here by the chicken coop, I found this limb that's coming off of this bigger tree, and it's pretty straight, it's long, it's already got a little curve in it, and I think that might work for us. So I think we're going to take this limb. It's hanging over the chicken coop anyway, so we need to get rid of it and see if we can make this thing work. Alright, so I think to start with, I'm going to spike the end of this thing, sharpen it up just a little bit, and we're going to lash it to this tree first. And then before we cut the end of it off, we'll stake our bottom of our tarp out and see how long we need it. I always try to keep the axe mask on or the tomahawk mask on when I'm not using it. That way I don't lose it and I don't accidentally get cut. But as you can see here, I made this thing a long time ago. It's just some wraps of duct tape, and I made the little ears on either side of it to hook my string to it, and it works good. So one day I'm going to make something leather, but that works for now. Okay, so the ground is soft enough here that I can kind of jab it down a good little bit, and that's going to work out pretty good. So I'm going to take this tar bank line and I'm going to make a couple of jam knots on it, really simple, lock it in place, and then we'll try to see if this thing's got enough spring in it. I'm hoping it's not big enough that it's going to break. Not the easiest thing to do to tie this and keep the little limb up too. And I'll just put a little stop knot on there to keep it from loosening up, and that should work out pretty good. Put one more around the base of it, and then we'll see how much spring it's got. Now I'm going to go ahead and apologize to you in advance. I'm right here, not too far from the highway, so you may hear some road traffic in the background. I apologize. It's the best I can do today. So we're going to go ahead and test this out, see if it's got enough spring to it, which maybe not. We broke right here, but that still may be enough to get what we need out of it. I was kind of afraid of that. If we have to, we'll go get a stronger limb. I was kind of afraid of that, but we're going to use the DD 3x3 tarp and get this thing set up and just see how it works. Well, as you can see, didn't really work out the way I planned it. I actually, because this is a 3x3, this thing would have to be enormous. So I have pulled the corners in and tucked part of the back under, and but I still don't have enough pole, so we're gonna have to go try to find something a little bit longer and maybe a little more sturdy. So do you remember last week when I said make sure you use the right tool for the job? Was a tomahawk the right tool to cut down and limb this tree? Probably not. Did I use it? Yep. Ooh, that was close. Okay, so I've just guesstimated how much I need on this log right here, and I think I should be pretty good. Have enough length there, I hope. But what I did was I took the old stick that I used and I cut it up and made me a digging stick out of it. So I'll use this to dig a little hole for that to fit in, because the base of it's a little bit bigger than this, and I don't think I can jab it in the ground like that. Now, because this tree is a lot thicker and stronger, I went ahead and come around here a few times instead of just doing the jam knot. Came around a few times and lashed it right here, and then I did me a little arbor knot right here. So got it lashed on pretty tight. I think that should hold. Now let's see if we got enough bow in it. All right, so we got us a little trucker's hitch going on here to just kind of help support this. We're not trying to really suck it in, we're just trying to keep it from going too far out and kind of relieve some of the pressure on this pole here. So this doesn't have to be super fancy. All right. would this work? Technically, yes. The problem's going to be, it's so big with this tarp that any heat you gain is probably going to be lost pretty quick. And the, you know, if it rained at all, if it was just a light rain, you might be okay if you tucked right back up under tight here. But if it rained very hard at all, you're probably still going to get wet. So, as a wind block, yeah, this would probably work pretty good. And there's plenty of room to lay down in here. Did I prove the concept that this thing can be made? Yes. Will it work? I don't think it's the best shelter for this tarp. There's so many other better ways to use this tarp. And to be honest with you, that was a lot of work just getting that one pole and getting it just right. You could take 2 poles, make a slight A-frame, let it hang out, tie it off on either side. It would be just as easy. The only problem is you would have your guy lines sticking out, which this doesn't have guy lines, which is nice. But that would be a more sturdy shelter, in my opinion. This thing would work, though. You can lay down in here. If it wasn't raining, and if you just needed some fire for heat, you could probably build you a long fire out here, and it would probably be okay. Not the best. Sometimes you just got to try it to know. Since I got it here, alright guys, so that's going to do it for this week's video. Sometimes you just got to try it to see if it's going to work. It's not always a win, like I say, but you know, if you weren't looking to get out of rain, you just need a little bit of shelter from the wind, this thing would be pretty good. But sometimes you just got to try it to see. So appreciate you guys watching this video. If you haven't already, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Let your friends know about this channel. I appreciate you watching. I'll see you next time.